Imagine a space where you can just be who you truly are, where you do not need to pretend to be anyone else nor put any masks on, where you're not going to be judged, criticized, nor commented upon, where no one is going to try to fix you nor give you solutions, where you can be held and nourished and be able to reconnect with your inner wisdom. This is what a women's circle is about for me. Not only have I been attending such gatherings, but I've also been facilitating women's circles myself for the last 1.5 years. In this video, I'm going to share 6 powerful reasons why you should join one too. Let's dive in. So the first reason to join a women's circle is that it is a safe space. And what do I mean by that? So it is in first place a physically safe space, which means that it is free of any physical harm or threat. But even more importantly than that, it is an emotionally safe space, which means that women feel comfortable in that kind of space to open up and speak openly, share vulnerably about the emotions, experiences, realizations, without any fear of being ridiculed for that, judged or criticized. And that's what we call a judgment-free zone. And one premise that we agree upon at the very beginning of the circle is confidentiality. That means whatever is shared in this circle, whatever women open up about, that remains in the circle. We're not going to share that with anyone else, not with our husbands, friends, children, parents, anyone else. And that contributes greatly to that feeling of safety in the circle. Another reason to join a women's circle is the profound feeling that many women get of being deeply understood. And as Ralph Nichols said, the most basic of all human needs is to understand and to be understood. And in this regard, I love using the tool of technically called reflective or empathic listening, and to which I like to refer as deep listening. This is not a top-down approach where I consider myself somehow better than the other person, but it's rather a peer-to-peer approach, an eye-to-eye level, which means that we are on the same level, equals. And it is based on a principle that everyone is expert in their own lives. Everyone knows best how to manage their life affairs with excellence. And I'm here only to support them. So we are not trying to help the other person fix their problems, tell them what to do, give them advice, or even give our own opinions or experiences unless we are asked to, but rather we're trying to focus genuinely, wholeheartedly on the other person with full presence. And of course, it is a natural function of the mind to judge. It is crucial for our survival, right? This is safe, this is not safe, this is good, this is bad, this is this or this is that. But for the sake of this practice, we are trying to suspend the judgment and come into that, what we mentioned before, judgment-free zone, where we are just focusing on that person, and we are doing that with our warmth, with genuineness, with compassion, with empathy. And believe it or not, that is deeply transformative. So this naturally leads us to another reason to join Women's Circle, which is the amount of growth and healing that take place. And interestingly enough, the word psychotherapy is derived from 2 Greek words, psyche, meaning the self or the soul, and therapeia, meaning to attend to. So to be of therapeutic influence to someone, we have to attend them with our whole being, with our soul, right? And what we said, with full presence and without judgment. And so many times that on its own is already enough for really powerful breakthroughs to take place and for internal shifts to happen. And when I myself organize women's circles, I try to plan them around this full moon time, because this time is very powerful for letting go, for forgiving, breaking cycles. And with the help of astrology itself, with the cards and journaling, we reflect upon, okay, so what is that does not serve me anymore in life? What do I want to let go of? We try to work out ways how to do that. In this way, clearing space internally to set new intentions and to be able to tune in better into the heart's deepest desires and dreams. And that takes us to the next reason to attend a circle, is that we get the opportunity to deepen our inner connection. So what we do in the circles is that we practice tuning in into our intuition, listening to our true selves, what is happening inside of us. And experience shows, at my own experience too, that many women are able eventually to reconnect and to find again their gifts, their talents, their skills, dreams, visions, goals during the circles, attending them regularly. And one of the greatest support in that, what I found in a circle, is a ceremonial cacao. If you have not heard of ceremonial cacao, it is an ancient plant medicine which was used in ceremonies, in sacred ceremonies, especially in the Mayan culture. So what it does is that it helps to widen our perception, to feel more subtle energies, to also heal emotional blockages, and opens up the heart. And this is exactly what we want in this circle, is to deepen that connection, to be able to perceive better the messages that we receive throughout the circle, to be able to integrate all that together. Yet another reason is that you get a chance to find your tribe. And I think this is really more a byproduct of a circle, because if you keep attending circles regularly, you keep meeting the same women, which tend to be like-minded and kind of on the same wave. So there is that really high chance for deep connections and meaningful relationships to develop, because we keep opening up to each other, we keep sharing our struggles and experiences in life. So as we grow and learn together, sharing sometimes very similar struggles, but sometimes also very different struggles, holding space for each other, supporting, encouraging one another, sometimes wiping tears off each other's face, sometimes bursting into joyful laughter, all that is not a small thing. It's not like a small talk thing, but it's rather really a profound connection that develops throughout time. And it's kind of that, in a way, you find sisters that you never knew that you had. And eventually you may really start feeling that sense of belonging, and like even a mini community can develop. And sometimes that even grows out of the circle. And I can really be proof of that myself, because my closest friends that I have here where I live are the ones that I met in the circle. Last but not least, probably what I've heard most from women after the circle has been that it's been so nourishing and restful for them. And rightful so, because what happens when you come to a circle is you really take time out for yourself. You leave away all the other roles and obligations that you have, that of a mother, of a wife, of a daughter, of a sister, of a friend, a teacher, of whatever else you've got in life. It's a quality time to be with yourself, where you are guided into a meditation for grounding, rest, realignment, reconnection. You take part in rituals and ceremonies which are meaningful and inspiring. You get to slow down, really tuning in into your body, into your heart. You open up to receiving messages and guidance throughout the circle. You get to reflect about what's important for you, what's alive in you, what's happening for you in that very moment. You get to share about it, and you get to hear others sharing their own experiences. And as one of the women after the circle shared her feedback, I think it's so befitting in this regard. She said that she felt like a baby being held, nursed, and nourished by her loving mother. So that's what a circle is about. So all in all, we come together to be in this safe, gentle, and compassionate space. And as I like to call it, that a women's circle is a sacred space for sisterhood, healing, and heart-to-heart connection. So now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever taken part in a women's circle, or would you like to? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'd love to have a chat with you there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!